never quite made it as a Real Madrid player. Back tonight to try and dump them out of the Champions League. Here's Saka. Pulls it back to Partey on the edge of the penalty area. Wanted to hold on to it a little bit too long. Vinicius Junior coming back and helping himself to the ball. And now Vinicius Junior is set free down the left-hand side by Mbappe. Vinicius Junior into the penalty area down the left-hand side. Gets the cross in. It's Lewis Skelly that gets it away. It was behind Mbappe. And Arsenal have managed to clear their lines. And there's going to be a yellow card here for a Real Madrid player for a foul on Partey over on the far side. And it's Alaba that picks up a very early yellow card. There are 7 players on the pitch tonight that are on a yellow card away from missing a semi-final. David Alaba is not one of them, but he picks up a very early yellow card. A defender on a yellow, and he's up against Saka. That will be good news for Arsenal fans. Crystal Palace have just missed a penalty in the game at St James's against Newcastle. Great opportunity to equalise. And Herrera Eze has missed from the penalty spot. Saved by Nick Pope. So still 1-0 in that game. Still 0-0 here. Real Madrid have had the ball in the net, but Mbappe was a mile off. Here come Arsenal, chested down by Moreno. Moreno again down the left-hand side. He's one back by Declan Rice. Rice inside to Martinelli, who spins and turns full circle. Gives it back to Rice again. It's all very tight and compact on the left-hand side inside the Real Madrid half as Newcastle go 2-0 up, having missed a penalty. Crystal Palace have now gone in, conceded a second goal in that game. Arsenal have gone and won a free kick here just inside the Real Madrid half. A foul on Miles Lewis Skelly by Bellingham, who pulled the shirt of his England colleague and dragged him to the ground. He is spoken to by the referee. Free kick to Arsenal, played out to the left-hand side. Martinelli cutting inside, edge of the penalty area, gets the cross in. Headed away thoroughly by Asensio. Arsenal trying to win it back again on the edge of the box, and it's been played out wide by Timber, and Saka gets the shot in and it whistles across the face of goal. It was out of the reach of Courtois. Luckily for him, it was miles away from the goal as well. I say miles away, it was never a real threat, but Arsenal there producing a, I don't know, look again, it looked as if it was going away because it almost hit the corner flag, but I think it went out of play a lot sooner than we realised. Here's Bellingham for Real Madrid, over the halfway line, playing it wide to Mbappe, who's picked the ball up in Vinicius Junior's position. Vinicius Junior goes darting into the penalty area, not that it made any difference. Mark Gahey with the own goal, by the way, for the unfortunate Mark Gahey with the own goal for Newcastle United, having just missed a penalty. Crystal Palace as well. Not been a good 5 minutes for them. 2-0 down, still in the first half in that game, still in the first half in this game, still in the first 6.5 minutes of this game. In comes a cross from Alaba. It's very, very deep. It'll come all the way through to Rodrigo on the right-hand side, up against Lewis Skelly. Gets the cross in. It's nudged away by Arsenal's defender, William Saliba, and it remains 0-0. Both sides have shown attacking intent in the opening stages, and here comes Arsenal. Moreno gets it wide. Martinelli goes speeding down the left-hand side, struggling to keep up with him, Valverde and Vasquez, but between them they'll do enough to divert him inside rather than straight to the penalty area, and Rice finding Partey to Odegaard and then wide to Saka. He comes inside in the penalty area, beats one, gets the shot in low and hard. That's a good save by Courtois. He was given the rights to get the shot in eventually there, Bukayo Saka. He's so good at that, cutting in on that good left foot of his, and he whistled it towards goal, bending in towards the far post. Didn't quite have the curl to go towards the absolute corner, and that meant that the big frame of Courtois could get down and push it away for a corner. Best chance of the game so far, and it's gone to Arsenal. Bright start from Arsenal here. It's a really open game. First goal in this game is going to be hugely significant. Arsenal got another corner. That's a great save from Courtois. Well, he's 6'7". Unless you put it in the corner, you're probably going to draw a save out of him. But it's been a really good start this from Arsenal. They've seen Saka shoot across the face of goal and then cut inside. That one across the face of goal, just seeing it from an angle inside the net, and it really wasn't very far away. I probably did him an injustice when I said it looked like it went closer to the corner flag. It Wasn't very far away at all. So a corner. They're very good at corners, Arsenal. Don't need to tell you that. Kivior's in there. Moreno's in there. Saliba's up from the back. It's floated in. It's taken from underneath the crossbar by the Real Madrid goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois. The Belgian dashing to the edge of his penalty area, rolling it out to Bellingham, who then stabs it wide to the left-hand side. It's carried up towards the halfway line by David Alaba. Tchouameni out to the right now, and Federico Valverde turning inside. It's Kylian Mbappe. Back to Rudiger. Wide to Alaba. Just inside the Arsenal half. He's making progress here, Alaba, weaving his way up towards the penalty area. He's done really well, Alaba. He's still going, and then gets it back into towards Vinicius Junior. Can't do any damage, and it's cleared away, and suddenly Declan Rice is on the counter-attack, and this is where Arsenal are so very, very dangerous, and he knew exactly what he wanted to do there, Declan Rice, and that's head out wide to the right-hand side and give it to Saka. Saka up against Alaba, who's on a yellow card, needs to be really careful. Declan Rice into Odegaard, into Saka, it's just behind Saka, and he couldn't quite drag it forward with him, and the momentum of the ball was slowed down slightly by Saka, and that allowed the challenge from Rudiger and cleared away by Real Madrid. And now the referee has just stopped the game for a moment, and he's going to have a look at the monitor. Now, what's the issue here? Well, we've not actually been told of any VAR incident, but he's been called over. I think when Courtois takes the in the build-up, Courtois taken that catch, but there's a foul on one of the Arsenal players, and the Arsenal player dragged down to the ground was Mikel Merino, and it was a rugby tackle really from Asensio, and I think Arsenal are going to get a penalty here. They are. It's going to be a penalty to Arsenal, and the referee gives the penalty to Arsenal quite a while after the incident happened. A yellow card for Asensio, and they've now got 2 yellow cards out there, Real Madrid, in their back four, and Asensio joins Alaba as a yellow card. It's the right decision from the referee. Good flagging up that from Jérôme Bressart on the VAR, and suddenly Arsenal have a penalty. The corner comes in and it's easy for Courtois, but as he's making a run towards the back post, Moreno, he's hauled down by Asensio. The annoying thing is, if Asensio doesn't touch him, nothing happens because, well, the ball never made it to him, did it? So it's all inconsequential because he's fouled inside the box. It doesn't matter if the ball comes to him or not. And, well, Real Madrid's already tricky proposition tonight. Could get a lot trickier here if Arsenal can net from the penalty spot. They're arguing the case, Real Madrid, and they're trying to drag this one out to put pressure on Martin Odegaard. What a big moment for him. Signed in 2021, the Norwegian from Real Madrid by Arsenal, and he's made just 8 appearances for Real Madrid. It was a bit of a gamble, but my goodness me, as he kicked on as the Arsenal captain, and this could be enormous for Arsenal. And he's handing it over to Bukayo Saka. Saka will step up with a chance to make it 4-0 to Arsenal on aggregate. And surely that puts Arsenal to within touching distance of a semi-final showdown with Paris Saint-Germain. Courtois is a big old frame when you look at him in that goal. He could almost jump up and head the crossbar. He's that close to it at 6'7". But Bukayo Saka is etched in concentration. The run-up is relatively short from Saka. What can he do with the spot kick? He's had heartbreak before in England colours as Saka. He shuffles, he steps up, he chips it, it's saved. And Courtois has saved the penalty from Saka. It wasn't a good penalty. He went for the chip, and the save by Courtois. And Arsenal almost had a free passport into the last 4 of the Champions League. But it's been missed by Saka. Wow, what a good save it was, but it wasn't a good penalty. A little bit of a Panenka, but in towards the corner. But Courtois guessed right, reached up, left hand, good save. Saka missing the penalty. The tie stays at 3-0. Well, he's had a couple of near misses already, Saka. You could almost argue he could have had a hat-trick in the opening stage. His best 3 moments of the game have all gone Saka's way so far. Missed penalty, shot saved, shot just wide. So a corner as a result of the save. Shake of the head from Declan Rice, who knows that was a big moment for his team. But they've got to put it behind him now, Arsenal. Declan Rice with the corner in towards the near post. It's nudged away by Valverde. And foul has been given inside the penalty area. And this time it's gone the way of Real Madrid. And they take it early. It's fed up to the halfway line by Rudiger. He can't quite find Vinicius Junior, but he does win a throw. Still 3-0 on aggregate to Arsenal. 0-0 on a night. 0-0 in the San Siro between Inter Milan and Bayern Munich. Well, that miss could yet prove costly, because it would have made it 4, and then Real Madrid have got to come out and score 4 without response. And at the moment, looking at the way that Arsenal have played, if they carry on in that vein, you know, they're not going to concede 4 goals without scoring themselves, you would feel, if the game continued in a similar process. But a good start from Arsenal in the opening 14.5 minutes. However, they have missed a penalty, just like Crystal Palace. The Londoners missing the penalties tonight, aren't they? Crystal Palace missing at Newcastle United. Could be costly, that one. Gahey with an own goal moments later, and it's now 3-0 in that game to Newcastle just before half-time. They are on their way to a big win at home. Look, conceded 5 at the weekend, Palace. Not in good form going into the FA Cup quarter-final against Aston Villa. 3rd goal for Newcastle. They are really kicking on now. Harvey Barnes is in great form with the goal. Here come Real Madrid. Alaba's cross, stooping to head it away was Kivior. Got distance on it, but here's Vinicius Junior into the penalty area, away by Partey. Odegaard on the edge of his own penalty area, squeezing the ball back to Partey, who thumps it high and into the Real Madrid half. No one there for Arsenal. Courtois comes a long way out of his penalty area. Bypassing him was his own defender, Antonio Rudiger. 44% possession so far for Real Madrid, 56 for Arsenal. Arsenal will start this game really lively, but they've got to be really, really careful. Here's Vinicius Junior going down the left-hand side, tries to get the cross hit. Equal to it was Jurgen Timber. Big night for him to try and keep quiet. Vinicius Junior, and he didn't actually touch that at all. But it's a corner. I don't think that's a corner at all. I think he's got it all wrong there, the referee. He sliced it wide himself. The referee sees it as a block by Timber. Not often you see that happen by Vinicius Junior. Corner comes in, Raya punches it away. Outside the penalty area, Real Madrid gather it back up again. It's a shot from a long, long way out, and it was hit ferociously, not once, but twice by Lucas Vazquez. The first one was a power rocket that took a deflection back to him. The second one was deflected as well. Now the ball from Valverde into the box. It's headed away again by Arsenal. Up towards Vinicius Junior, tucks it down the line. Vinicius Junior pulls it back, away by Rice. They go again to Real Madrid, but they can't seem to break down Arsenal at the moment. Martinelli brings it down on the right-hand side. Interception by Bellingham, but it came off of Martinelli, and it will be a throw-in to Real Madrid. 0-0 in both the Champions League games tonight. Newcastle 3-0 up on Crystal Palace, who have also missed a penalty. Mbappe, 25 yards from goal, wide on the right, chips it in towards the far edge of the penalty area, but it's over the shoulder of Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo, in fact, and out for a goal kick. So that particular attack from Real Madrid comes to nothing. I did say in conversation just the other day, if Real Madrid can go in 1-0 up at half-time, they'll feel that they can still claw this back. But Bukayo Saka missing that penalty is a massive, massive blow for Arsenal and their travelling fans. Saka's got to put that behind him and carry on tormenting, because he's got to remember that David Alaba is on a yellow card, and he's already got the better of him twice. 2 shots, one saved by Courtois, one whistling across the face of Courtois' goal. And I don't think Alaba is going to contain him particularly easily in that left-back position. Such an experienced player though he is, the Austrian. Mendy is currently out. He's played much of the season in that left back position. He's out injured. And, it is a position of problems for Real Madrid. Fran Garcia also currently